I saw Judge Kimball as someone who's a very accomplished attorney, had a great career, turned judge who is firm, tough, but fair. Really explore the character, not just show him as a judge, but see what he's really like in chambers, outside of the courtroom with his family, really try to show the character as having a lot of depth and well-rounded at work and away from work. I was drawn to it that it's not just in the court seeing a jury trial, but all of the personal things that happen behind the scenes in chambers with the staff. So I love the kind of unique take on the whole principle of behind the scenes of the chambers. I think that I was first taken by how professional it was. It was right off the bat, the editing, the sound, how the scenes that we shot were all put together. It was impressive. It was interesting to see the final product. My scene was actually shot in green screen. And when it showed in the pilot and the whole cast was there, everyone gasped because it looked so good. Yeah, it's really a testament to the entire production to earn that many awards. Not just to me or any of the other actors, but really a testament, as I said, to everyone, the costume, editing, and photographers, and cast, crew, producers, directors, everyone, for to earn that many awards. Pretty impressive. When I first got that scene, I thought, there's no way I can do this. Because of the legal, technical jargon, I thought, not a chance. But I worked on it, and when I filmed it, I set up my desk. I had files and things, and just like I was really living in the scene. So I gave it my best shot. I sent it off. I thought, no way. And then a few weeks later, I got the call from Sura. I was shocked. And it made me feel good how much he enjoyed what I had done, because I really put some time into it, and he said I really captured the essence of Judge Kimball, which was great. Well, I have been performing for over 50 years. Long story, but I kind of feel like I've plateaued, and I like a challenge. So back in 2017, I kind of threw my hat in the ring, and I did my first role as a dad in a short film. And honestly, acting is probably the most challenging thing I've ever done, considering there's so many great actors out there. Growing up and watching, first thing I thought of was Charlie Chaplin, Lucille Ball, and Abbott Costello, and all these great actors, Sidney Poitier, Laurence Olivier. I mean, it's just so many wonderful actors. That's, definitely someone that inspires me. It's so hard to explain. I can play baseball, but when you watch a major leaguer, the skill level is incredible. So I can act, but when you watch someone of that skill level, that quality, it's impressive. I am a professional magician and juggler. I still perform. Actually did a show this afternoon, a holiday show. I'm also a 5th degree black belt in mixed martial arts. So I'm really very much into fitness. So I'm actually hoping to bring some of that into the judge character. I'd love to see it become a series. And actually was talking to Sura about how we can expand my character. See more than just in chambers or as the judge, but what the character is like outside of the courtroom with his family or whatever, to really develop a really deep character.
Matt Conley. Well, when I read the background to Matt Conley, described him as just a middle-aged guy with a teenage son. I'd like to think he's a little more bold than that he's, he's on a mission and takes his job pretty seriously. He's wound a little too tight, maybe, and he needs an outlet. And that's what this job is, his outlet to write whatever needs to be righted. I don't know, a lot more sex would be great. No, I would like to see him get very personal with people, though. I felt like he was a bulldog in the pilot, and I'd like to see him open up, get vulnerable, and he was always taking care of business, and maybe somebody needs to take care of him. That would be nice. I think right away the diversity, a lot of shows want to be diverse and seem real. I think this was very, very personal, very real to me. I've seen a lot of shows where you embrace the characters, but I felt like this really had the potential to be a real tight group. My part should be bigger. That was my immediate thought. No, actually, but in a positive way. That's actually a way I felt like, wow, I want to be involved in so much more. There's so many different subplots, and people's lives splash all across, and I wanted to be more involved. I wanted to be, and that's connected back to what I said about wanting to be more personal. From the dressing room onto the set, really a sense of working together. Everybody was so happy to be there working together, really respected. And I think back to the first table reading and just saying, wow, I got up my game here. Like everybody's on. And it was great. Well, there were challenges, but, a role comes along that you can just flow into. And so Matt Conley was an intense guy. He really, put people on the carpet. My sons would probably say, oh, yeah, we recognize that guy. That's Angry Dad. That wasn't much of a stretch for you, but it's really at the beginning of my, early in my life, I felt like I wanted to, dive into these things, and real life takes over. And as my life has gone on, I've chiseled away, where I'm in a position now where, okay, if I could make this happen. I can work at it. I have 3 sons, and 2 of them are actors and musicians, and they inspire me to see them, and I want to just keep plugging away to show them, whether they're a star or not, if you're working hard, that's the satisfaction. Maybe I want Matt Conley to be more exciting, because really I'm the boring family guy that Matt Conley is described as. So, that's what I'm doing when I'm not in front of the camera. Maybe the entire cast is a guest at the White House, because the show has just, endeared itself to the hearts of everyone in this country and beyond.
Ryan Santiago is Afro-Latino. Oh, look at that. They're calling Ryan. Paige and Ryan. Ryan Santiago is an Afro-Latino man who he's first generation for a lot of things in his family. And he's very proud of his background, where he came from. And he's one of those guys that loves to work hard, play harder. So he brings the party to the office. And he's very proud of his background. The point of view. I don't think I've ever seen a series that has been made from the judiciary standpoint. So I think that separates it completely. After viewing the pilot, I thought our work paid off. It was just great to see it all. Everybody. It was a long week of filming. But just seeing it on the screen and, at AMC, it's wow, we made this. It was a great sight. First round of applause, it's not an easy task. But I think it speaks for itself. We have an amazing cast, and I really felt like everybody embodied their role to a T. There was a lot of similarities between Ryan and myself, so we connected very quickly. I think one of the most challenging things was researching what exactly his job title was, because I really didn't know much. So I had to, spend some time on Google University and find things out for myself. But that was also fun. Every job is different, so you learn something new about the character by yourself, and I love that part of it too. Because I don't know who said the proverb, but they say if you wake up, you didn't learn nothing today, you're dying, something like that. I'm chopping it up, but as an actor, I'm always learning, so hopefully I'll live a long life. My people inspire me. I love seeing my people win. And it like motivates me. It lets me know that one, it's like possible, but it also brings like a lot of joy to me. Like when I see one of my brothers or one of my sisters winning, like it means I'm winning too. And I love that. It motivates me. It pushes me. When I'm not in front of the camera, I'm a freelancer. I'm a production coordinator, so I also work behind the camera, usually in the commercial world. I love traveling. I'm actually going to Mexico next week, so that's fun. I love working out, and I'm also a dad, so that takes the whole circle of my. If I had a crystal ball, I see the Chambers being picked up by a streaming network. I ain't gonna drop names, but we gonna manifest it, and it's gonna happen. And we gonna run a couple of seasons. That's what I believe.
So Angela Baker, in my mind, really she is a woman of all trades, of all jobs. She has her many hats. She's a mom. She is the media relations officer. So she's very no nonsense, but she definitely has that caring, that warmth to her. Well, I would love to explore a little more into her home life, and I would love to see that home life sort of spill into working in the courts. Just because I think as humans, what affects us outside sometimes affects us in our work life too. I think what makes the Chambers series different than other television series is just that the cast that we have, it's such a wide range of characters. There's such a big variety of us that you aren't seeing today. So I think it's nice. I think we have a really good group of people working on this. My immediate thoughts, I was immediately blown away by everything, by the editing, the sound, watching all the scenes that I didn't get to see being filmed and how it all came together was just amazing. We do have quite a large array of people working on this show. A lot of the cast, I just feel like we're all coming from different backgrounds. We're all bringing different experiences. So I love having the big scenes where you get to act with one another because I feel that you get to act off of each other. You know, you get to take whatever whoever you're acting with is giving you, and it's beautiful. And they're like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. And then you get to apply it to your own performance. One of the main challenges was that I had never watched a media relations officer do anything before getting casted in this role. So I was very like, okay, what is my job? What are we doing? And I think it took a lot of, watching other media relations officers, watching other people at work in politics, seeing how they behave, how they respond to things that are happening in the real life, and being able to take some of that and apply it to Angela. I absolutely love acting, and I like to view myself as a creator, and this is one of the best ways to get to create. Viola Davis. She, I think, is one of the powerhouse Black actresses in the world, and watching her, I feel like she's in her golden age right now. Watching her perform, I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be that. So what I'm doing when I'm not in front of the camera, I love reading. I'm always in a book. I love fantasy novels. I love romance novels. So I'm always looking on the hunt for a good book to read. I see Chambers going for a very long time in my crystal ball. I would say just a really long run with great characters. I would love to see all the different situations that Chamber would incorporate into the series. I see a long run in Chamber's future. I think we have it in us.
Eddie Hayes is a law clerk who is very diligent and hardworking, but he also has that funny side to him. He's a bit sarcastic at times, but you can count on him. Oh, man. Eddie Hayes for president. No, I really want to see him, go further in his career, be trusted, move up the ranks, and hopefully sky's the limit for him. Everything. Well, you're getting a look inside behind the scenes. We're giving you a peek inside the judge's office. So other shows, they don't really show you that, courtroom drama. No, we're giving you inside access. Only here, folks. I loved it. I loved it. Not just my part. You thought I was going to say that. I loved the whole thing. It was fun watching. It's fun watching the reaction that everyone gave. I really think it's something special. I'm not just saying that because I'm in it, but yes, I am. But it's special, and I knew that. Well, listen, I've been to a lot of these festivals, so I kind of know how they work. The best one gets it, and 38, that actually does not happen a lot, or at all, actually. I've never seen a run like that, to be quite honest, and I've been doing this for quite some time. So that in itself should give you the answer. You know, there's boundaries that you kind of have to learn as a law clerk whenever you're adapting to a different character. It's, you know, boundaries, learning the boundaries and what you can and what you cannot do. And this was a totally new world for me, so I'm on YouTube just looking at different videos. I'm reading articles, I'm reading books, you know. So the challenge is just adapting to that world that I have no idea about. Can I give you like the answer everybody always gives, like it chose me? I chose acting because it allowed me to show my creativity. You know, it was fun. It's fun just jumping into these different characters and different worlds, and also entertaining people. I've always been an entertainer at heart. I didn't know that would transition to being an actor, but I was always fascinated with it, always doing characters, so it just seemed like the right fit. Everyone. No, but truly, like all the actors, all the artists, musicians, whoever, anyone, bankers who are going after their dreams, that inspires me. And anybody who can take their craft to the next level really inspires me, because I look at that and I say to myself, how can I make a change inside myself? I'm listening to a podcast, maybe true crime, maybe just listening to music podcasts, playing video games. I watch TV shows as well, but that's sort of work. Or just hanging out with family and friends, video games, not video games, but board games, card games, just talking, stuff like that. I see nothing but good things, truly out of all the projects that I've ever done. This is probably sky's the limit for this project that I'm in. I love it a lot. I love being in. I love everybody else, the cast, crew, writer, everything, like producers, just top shelf. And I've never been in such a production like this before. So
Carson Edelman is a lovable a-hole, but he's the judge's nephew, but nobody else in the chambers actually knows that yet. So he's trying to keep his own nepotism a little bit of a secret because he wants to prove himself. But I don't think he's ashamed of it at all. I can't wait to see what's actually going on between Fred Kramer and Carson Edelman. They have this fascinating backstory that we just touched on, and the actor and I were coming up with our own ideas of what it might be. And we were talking with Sura about what's it going to be, and we were all spitballing ideas, and so it's going to be really exciting to see how the season develops in that way. This is the first courtroom drama I've ever seen that's done from the perspective of the judge. It's always done from the perspective of the lawyers or the perspective of the police. This is the first time that anyone has said, what's going on inside. My immediate thoughts after viewing the pilot were mostly about things that I could do better as an actor, because I was looking for that. You're always looking for ways to improve yourself. But I was so proud of this cast. I was so proud of everything that we'd done together, and I think it just showed such potential for this story to grow. Well deserved. Well deserved. This ensemble cast is incredible. Present company not excluded. But I love this cast so much, and we all get along so great behind the scenes, and we all have such great ideas about where things might go. So just to see where it's going to progress is going to be amazing. I never thought I would be cast in a courtroom drama. I'm a clown. You know, I'm always the funny guy. And then when I read the script, I was like, this is such a terrific part, and I really think I could, illuminate something with this. So the interesting thing about trying to do comedy in this pretty dramatic show was marrying those two, trying to find a way to bring it down, to be truthful in the drama, but also lighten up the scene a bit, because I'm terrible at everything else. I am an actor because because that's where I feel like I can be of service to society the most, if I'm being honest, is entertaining people and making them happy and bringing some sort of transcendence and humor to everybody's daily life. The people who inspire me are polymaths, people who can do a lot of different things successfully at once, and also a lot of comedic character actors. Anyone from Charlie Chaplin to Jennifer Coolidge, and a lot of small character actors on Broadway who can play a million different characters. That's what inspires me. I think this show is going to be a big success. I think there's nothing else like it, and I think that this is the only courtroom drama I've ever seen that has any humor, where the characters are people instead of just folks who just give information about a case. All of these characters have backstories and they have relationships with each other, and that's what sets this apart. And I think that that's what's going to connect an audience to the story more than anything else.
Now, I can tell you right now, Chambers is entirely different. Number one, the most key thing that I noticed, even over a Law and Order, we go directly behind the scene of the actual bailiffs, their lives, as well as the judge and the attorneys behind the scene. You don't really see that too much. Well, I was proud of it, and was very grateful that Sura Khan and Barry Bostwick had given me the opportunity to be on it. I was very, very grateful in the fact that I saw the direction of where it was going, that this could really be something quite significant if the networks give it a chance. It could really grow, and we already have a good solid base of fans, and people are clamoring to see more, and we want to give them more. I think it's excellent. It's it has versatility in the ensemble. It has people of varying degrees of life, and young to old, and learning the practices of law and how the procedures go, and the politics behind the scenes, and how judges really rule on certain circumstances, and me being there in general. I think that the Chambers is excellent in that approach. Well, there was not much of a challenge except the fact that I wanted to do more. I wanted to give more. I thought that my role could be expanded to some degree, and perhaps the judge and I could have some back and forth, and I could talk to them about certain circumstances regarding certain cases, that if I'm legally able to put my 2 cents in with the judge. Well, I love acting. First of all, it's in my blood. It's natural for me to be. Entertainment has been in my blood since I was a child. My family's music, acting, performing. Ever since I'm a graduate of American Academy of Dramatic Arts, 2009 graduate. Jeffrey Wright, one of my favorite actors, was there at the time when we were about to graduate. That meant a lot to me, a lot of circumstances. I know that, it's funny, me and my ex-wife saw a Boomerang in 1992, and I left that place saying, you know what, Kathy, I can do this. That's something that I'm natural for me. Y'all get a kick out of me at home. Imagine me doing this on the set. So, hey, here we are. God the Father inspires me. I'm so grateful to have life. And my son inspires me as well. I want to be something, not just a statistic, but a strong African-American black man having the opportunity to grow and share and do something we're not all what it's assumed to be, per se. I overcame a lot of those circumstances, and that's the reason why I wanted Charles the bailiff. If they could see his background, they would have to say, you know what, we have to respect the fact that he came from there to where he is now. My goal is to be quite successful in the opportunity of acting. Lord knows that I work really hard, and that story is probably similar to everybody, but my goal is to really accomplish what's natural for me. It's the ability to speak and communicate with people, and be able to resonate we have a relation and understanding. And they see that on the screen, and they can relate to this gentleman and where he came from, and that'll bring more people to come see the Chambers. Oh, wow. I can see us reaching a level, like I said, like Dick Wolf. I think we can reach that with certain editing and certain directing, Sura Khan and Barry Bostwick. I mean, we could really, get good writing, good quality acting, and we can expand, and it becomes more of a family, the same way Law and Order is, and it becomes a staple. People begin watching it and start looking for various episodes, looking forward to the next episode. I see that.
That Sarah Bryce is a tough, no-nonsense person, and she keeps everybody in check in the office. But I also think that deep down she has a heart of gold. Well, I haven't seen before a show that delves deep inside the inner workings of a courthouse between the judges and the lawyers and the administrative staff. I feel like it's kind of a mashup between Bull and Scandal. My immediate thoughts is there was some good material in there that definitely left me wanting to see more of how the characters are going to go, what direction they're going to go in. And I think it left a cliffhanger at the end to give the audience more to come. I think it's really great that they won all those awards, and I'm glad to see that people are accepting of such a diverse cast. And I hope that it will give audiences, I'm hoping that that will incentivize people to want to see the show. I really didn't face many challenges because in my real life I've been an administrator for over 15 years and I have a paralegal certificate. So I felt like this role was really tailor-made for me. All I had to do was come to set, show up, and be myself. Well, that goes back a long time from when I was a little kid. My father used to play around a lot and unofficially perform in public. And I think that just caught on. And I was also naturally musically inclined. I played an instrument when I was a kid. So the arts always were an interest to me. As of late, I would say that my husband inspires me because he was the one that really pushed me to get back into acting. I had left for a while. So I would say that, he inspires me right now. I'm a forever student. When I'm not in front of the camera, I'm in a class, I'm in a workshop, I'm reading books, I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm following people on social media. I'm just really trying to network. Well, obviously, I would like to see it get picked up and run for multiple seasons. That's my hope. And my hope is that people really enjoy the show and the diverse cast and storylines. And I really hope that people are engaged in authentic storytelling.
So in my mind, Miranda Kuhn is a wild card. She is underneath everything. Nobody really notices who she is. And nobody really cares because she's not really a judge. She's not a lawyer. She's not PR. Nobody really notices her, but she notices everyone else. I think in the future, slowly people are going to see and she's going to reveal who she is. And they're going to finally see that, she has a lot to offer. And they're finally going to see that she's not someone to mess around with. Well, what's different is that there's no other show that's like The Chambers because it goes beyond what's behind the curtain. So you're seeing what the lawyers are saying, what the politicians are saying, what goes behind the curtain for the judges' chambers. So nobody has really seen what the assistants are talking about. You always see what the judge is talking about. So I like that you see all of that. I was blown away because like I said, we've never seen anything like that before. We've never seen what all these assistants are saying. And they're saying everything that everyone wants to say, but is not said. So you see sometimes in the judge's eyes or someone's face, but they actually say it out loud and they discuss it behind closed doors. And you're kind of like, going into that world that you've never seen before. And that's what I love about film and TV, is that you can kind of take a peek behind the curtain and kind of see what else is out there. And that's what I like, being able to see a different part of society that you don't get to see. And that's what I see in Chambers. Well, if they've won that many awards, then there's just going to be more. And I think that going on to 3 seasons, 5 seasons is definitely in our future. What do you think? I mean, well, keeping everything under wraps, being like very subtle about everything, because she is not really saying much right now. She's keeping everything under wraps, right? She's discovering everything. And I think I wouldn't say it's a challenge yet. Not quite, the challenge is not there yet. It's what's to come is the challenge for Miranda. The reason why I chose a career in acting is because there was something inside of me that I want to manifest and discover about myself. And then I realized being able to tell stories that can give people hope, give them a different perspective, show them a different world, like the chambers behind a judge's chambers. Just someone, a new, different area of their life that they wouldn't discover themselves. Maybe something within themselves that they could motivate them to do something at work the next day. Speak up for themselves, you know? Hey, you know what? I like how Miranda or the judge said this to another person and spoke up for themselves, and kind of take that and then bring it to their own lives. So David Bowie inspires me. I think he's one of the greatest artists, and I think a lot of artists can, if they listen to his words, listen to just him speaking in interviews, it motivates me a lot, because he understands what it is to be an artist. If you look at a lot of artists, sometimes they're expected to do certain things, look a certain way, and that's not really artistry, right? He understands that an artist has to be a little bit out of their depth, almost not touching the ground, kind of swimming in like deep water to have that kind of fear to be able to kind of go to the next level. Because you can't plan what art is going to be. And I think that he gets that, if that makes any sense. What am I doing when I'm not in front of the camera? Well, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm like a little cheerleader. I like to motivate my other friends about creating their art, writing their next screenplay. And I love to cook for myself. I love enjoying food. I love to explore mountains, hiking, snowboarding. We signed up for a season pass this year, and we're going to Colorado and skiing Vail for the first time, so I'm very excited about that. I would like to see Chambers on 5 seasons on Hulu, HBO Max, and all the streaming networks. That's what I see if I had a crystal ball. You can imagine me with a crystal ball, right? Oh yes, 5 seasons.